All right. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, karibu sana.
Asante.
Yeah, this is Ready to Mingle.
Ready to mingle.
Yes.
Nimewaona YouTube.
Eh?
Yeah.
Lakini wao comment.
Sijai comment.
I've only comment last Sido account.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So here we talk marriage, relationships, parenting, love. What else? Yeah, all that.
Okay.
Everything to do with relationships.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's an interesting topic.
Yes, it is. It is an interesting topic. And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Hi guys. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Karibu.
Yeah.
So everyone, for those who do not know, this is Kate Wambo, my firstborn daughter.
Tumengoja kabla tuambie that this is mom and daughter.
So this is a mother and daughter conversation about to go down.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't have questions in my mind. We're just going to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to talk and see where the conversation goes.
Yeah.
Usually when we come here with Brian, we talk to you about, so many things. And, somebody might be sitting there thinking, wow, these guys are saints. They landed, from heaven. They have never made any mistakes, but we have come from a mighty long way. We've come from a distance. And it's good to bring. We are very open on the show. We're vulnerable. We become vulnerable to the people because we don't want to paint this picture or this image to show that we are perfect people. Even in our relationship, in our marriage. We do talk about our previous marriages because I have been divorced, as you know, and Brian was separated before his wife passed away. So we do talk about all that. We talk about the mistakes we made in our previous relationships, what we have learned, and what we are doing now, and why we think our relationship is going to work. Why we think this one is for a win.
Why you're here now.
Yes, we're here now and we're here to win. We are, careful also to use the mistakes and the pains that we've gone through to use them as lessons. So that this is going to be a victorious ending. So that it's death that is going to part us and not that we're going to throw our hands at each other and say, nimeshindwa. Amen. Yeah. So karibu.
Asante.
Yeah. So the first question I would ask, are you in a relationship? Before the people start throwing their,
Yes, I'm in a relationship. I am married, but we've not done the main wedding. Tumerasia. Actually, we've done just the pre-ratio. But yes, I am engaged to be married.
Yes. So guys, msinione hivyo, I have been rasheriod too. So yes, you've gone through that process. But before you got here, what would you say about your upbringing, and is there something or how you grew up? Would you say how you grew up affected how you viewed relationship before you got into your first relationship?
Okay. I think definitely yes, because we grew up, for the first 15 years of my life, I grew up before my brother came. It was just you and me. So I grew up with a single parent, and then my brother came into the picture. And so I grew up mainly not with a father figure, if I may say. So hakukuwa na hiyo father figure. Even when I lived with my shusho, she also was not living with her husband at that time. So I didn't know how a relationship with a man should be. And I remember, maybe if I try to remember the first boyfriend I ever had and how it came to be, maybe it was in the beginning, it was to try and understand maybe the other aspect, like the guys, like, you know, wanting to get so close to them because you've not grown with that at all. So you like kind of almost respect a guy. You're like, hey, yes. That's why maybe I think women sometimes can be naive in the beginning because maybe kama they don't know, they've not received any fatherly love, then you're trying to seek it.
Yeah, that's true. I think it also happened to me. I mean, any guy who would say you know, be like, huh?
What are you saying?
What are you saying? What does, you know, trying to translate that and think like, does this mean you can see me? Does it mean I matter? You know?
Exactly.
And you know, it was very tricky because I also grew up without a father figure. Without, well, my uncles were there. I could see them with their families and all that. But it's different from how you would experience a dad in the house. So there was no...
And also, like, there's something that maybe, you know, there's people who are strong-minded and maybe they can say what they want and they're women. So sometimes I used to feel like maybe that father figure would have made me like, you know, that lady. And so I find even the friends that I used to have or even still admire are those who are like outspoken because I feel like they have it, you know, they have that strength in them from a dad. Because I don't know, what do you think?
I think, I mean, there's that thing that misses, that is, there's that void. Of course. Like now that I am married and now that I am living with, you know, a man in the house, when I, like initially the first few months, I would tell him that he's shouting. I'd be like...
That's so funny because you know? Sometimes I also feel like, why do we have to shout?
Why are you shouting? Why are you shouting? No, he's like, no, I'm not shouting. Why are you like, you know, just relax and, you know, be soft spoken. But he can, because he's a man, he's going to be aggressive. So I would feel that aggressiveness as though he's coming on to me so much or coming on to the kids so much. And then I'm like,
and then you're like, this is how actually you're supposed to be also mended and grow. Because if you don't, venye wanasemanga musipofunzwa na your wazazi, ulimwengu utakufunza.
Exactly. So it is, even now sometimes I watch him and I'm like, because like in my previous marriage, it didn't last long. Like it was, we separated very soon. So I didn't have that, I can't remember how that relationship was. But now this one, I am awake.
You know everything that's happening.
Yes, I am awake and I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm paying attention to details. I'm paying attention. So sometimes I'm like, hey, okay, so let me relax. Maybe because he's a man. And there's a time in our house we used to have, all of us were girls. So me, you, Shosho, the nanny, all of us are girls. And actually most of the people that surround us are female.
Also, all our shoshos are just shoshos alone. Aunties, you know, like the fathers are not really there in the picture. The male who are there are now my cousins, which are your uncles. Who are so young. Which they're like my age. So tunafanya vitu zote. Exactly. I remember even like after I got engaged, it was very hard for me to just accept it. I think, I don't know, I had some imposter syndrome of like, how is it going to work? And I don't know if I can say this. Say it. Okay, I think, you know, I've seen you grow because I'm the firstborn. So I've seen you in different kind of situations with, you know, in different relationships. And so somehow I'm always like, is it going to work? Because I've seen them not working a lot of times. So I was like, like, I'm still finding it hard to like accept that it's going to, I'm actually getting married and he wants to marry me. You know, I used to tell him that, hey, I have some imposter syndrome because I would find myself trying to sabotage the relationship because I'm like, I know it's not going to work in my, at the back of my mind. It's been like that. Even for me, I've always been like, it has to work. This needs to work. And so
I would stay in a relationship hoping that it's going to work.
Yeah.
But in the end, you know, it's like
Yeah,
I'm
like
forcing
all
myself.
relationships.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, you think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, you know, he says he likes me. So I was very trusting.
Yeah.
I would say that. Very trusting to these guys, thinking that, you know, he's being genuine.
Yeah.
But kumbe, he's not being genuine. Yeah. And I remember this time when you were, I think 3 or 4. I was in, because I mean, when I got you, I was a teenager.
Yeah, you were actually like 15 or
Yes,
something.
yes. I was a teen mom.
Yeah.
And I've not talked about this on the show, and most people don't know. But I mean, having been, you know, how we grew up, growing up with our grandma, our dad was distant. He was a truck driver, so he would be away for a whole month plus.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then when he comes back, he would come back with goody, this pack in a whole pack, and toffee. So goody, toffee, and patco.
Yeah.
So he would bring us, you know, these packets of sweets, and then he would go again for a whole month.
Oh my gosh. You know, I remember him like differently because he was like always there. He had the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now you see, that time I was already a teenager.
Yeah.
But now growing up as a small baby, as a small girl, he wasn't present.
Yeah.
No, he would appear and then, but now my grandmother and my grandfather are the ones who took care of us. So I also didn't have that because also my grandfather died early, like when we were still young in the early 90s, I think 92 or something. So we were pretty young. So I remember my grandmother would go to Chama, wherever she would go, and she would lock us in because she doesn't want us to go outside and probably get kidnapped. We were given these stories, kuna watu wanakulanga watoto. So we would be locked in so that we don't go outside. So I stayed for so long without seeing the outside world.
Oh, yeah.
So when that outside world opened, I mean, we would go to school and back, but still there wasn't that interaction with the society, with people, with other children. So when the time came for us to, you know, we were a bit grown and probably in those early teens, 13, 14, we would go out now and hang out with our friends and some of our cousins who lived close by. And now during that time, of course, you're now seeing boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, boys, you seeing boys, and boys are telling you they like you.
Yeah.
And you know, there was that.
Like all you see now, because umefungiwa.
Tumefungiwa. And then now, these older girls who are 16 and 17, they'd be so surprised that I had never had an interaction with a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say even me getting pregnant with you was in that season where there was a lot of pressure. Yeah. So girls would tell me, you have never, you know, a boy has never, you know, I mean, it's a pressure as a teenage. Yeah, so it was like that. So it was like, yeah, but that guy likes you. Wanaku likes you.
Wanakuchocha.
Wananichocha. And so eventually that happened and I got pregnant.
Wow. Okay, you know, you hear these stories, but now it's me.
You're the one.
I'm the product.
I got pregnant.
I'm the product of all this pressure. No maana niko na pressure. No, I don't have pressure. I'm joking. Okay. What? Okay.
Yeah. So you are the product. So I got pregnant with you as a result of pressure yamta. And then those girls would laugh. Yani walikuwa wananichekelea. You have never been kissed?
Like what? Badly.
Yes. They would laugh. They would group up because now they already have a clique. So they would really laugh at me. And then there's this guy now. He was new in the town. And when he saw me, he was like, I've never seen you. So there was that, you know, and tuma uto tusichana, and then imnitie, and you know, like that. And so eventually succumbed to the pressure. And 26 years later, here we are.
Here I am. Wow.
Yeah. So growing up, I was thinking, like, I need to have a family. Like, even if I have become pregnant at this young age. I'll bring up this child, but I will eventually have a family. Yeah.
So why did you really want? Is it something you wanted from a very young age, like even before you got pregnant with me, that you just really wanted to have a family?
Because I saw other families.
Yeah.
I desired from the window. Standing by the window, I would look outside and I would see children with their fathers and their mothers, and I desired that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From a young age.
From a young age.
Okay.
Because I didn't have that. It was just me and my grandmother and my young sister.
Yeah.
Because our grandfather had died. So
Yeah.
it was just us.
Yeah.
So even when other people would come visit, like my uncles, they would come with their children, and they had some were living very close to us, and it was father, mother, and children. So as it's children and grandmother.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I want that. This is not complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not complete. So I missed the love of a mother. I missed the love of a father. So I always told myself, I want to get this. I want to get there.
Yeah.
And I want my children to have a father and a mother. Yeah. So I remember, like, after all this, when I got saved, I got into church and I got into a relationship. And maybe we'll talk about this because you're open about it. You do talk about it in your socials.
Okay.
Yeah?
I don't know what it is, but okay.
Yeah. So, okay, let me start from here. So, I've gone to Dubai. You're now in high school, and I come back. I have now Jay, and then I'm now in marriage. I'm married, you know, and I'm going through stuff, and I find a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this letter is your letter, a letter written to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm reading this letter, and it says, can't remember every word, but it said, you know, Kate, wow, I'm so sorry. You need to go see a doctor. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
And this girl was really, you know, consoling you with you. And I was so shocked to see and to read this, that I actually came to school the following day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
You are in boarding in Kirinyaga, and I traveled all the way. I came to school. I was like, what? What is this? Is this fiction? Is this, what do you call this? Is this true?
Yeah, and I remember because now it was Baba J. He came that night to school, and I was called nighttime, preps time. I was like, and then he came to me, okay, we should give the context.
They will catch it.
Talking that they know.
Yeah, because when I saw the letter, I thought it was him.
Yeah,
And
you thought it was him, but it wasn't him.
Yeah, so I was like, get out. You know, no, I almost killed him. So I didn't.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So tell the story.
I think
it's not a laughing matter.
Yeah,
but
I think I was very young, and I don't know, maybe this is where I got the thing of being silent, because I can be silent about things. Even when something is happening to me, I can be silent. But now you had traveled, the first time you went to Masai Mara. I don't know if you remember which year it was.
96, 95.
When you went to Masai
no,
Mara?
206, 205, because after I went to Dubai just after post-election violence, after Masai Mara.
Yeah.
So it should have, there was election that year, 207, so it should have been 206, 207.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if my brother Quincy late was there before or after. Before, because
it was before.
It was before, because I remember we had moved in with this guy. He was such a nice guy. His name was Kevin. Alikuwa mtoto wa pastor, actually. So he was my dad. I liked him. I liked all his sisters. There were some who were my age. Some of them were older. And then now we started living together. I remember, I always remember, I don't know why, when you had a big stomach, but you used to use it as a plate. Like too. And then we used to make fun of that. So I remember that very much. And then we lost our brother, unfortunately. Alafu, you went to Masai Mara.
Yeah.
So When you used to go, at first I think it used to be like a month, and then
Yeah.
you come back, sometimes 2 months, and then it was like 3 months. So, and then now I used to stay with the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it used to be different things because he used to do like smoking and drinking, and so at first he would make me try them, like try a drink, like it's not bad, try a cigarette, it's not bad. So I used to try it because I was small. I don't know, I think now at that age I was like 8 or 7 years. So then sasa there was a time that now I was going to take a shower, and then he was like, I can wash you, naweza kuosha. And then I'm like, no, but naweza jiosha, I can wash myself. Alafu ananiambia, I clean, mi washa rogoro na wengine, like I clean my sisters as well who are also my age.
Yeah.
So ako like, mi waosha pia and everything. So I'm like, you just give in because you're a small girl. And then he washed me, and after that I don't know what used to happen, because nilikuwa najipata maybe sometimes on the bed naked. He would touch me and tell me just lie there and touch me, and then I just wake up at some point, and you know you are not there, and it used to continue like often. I don't even know how many times. But yeah, it just happened. But our landlady then, the lady who was mwenye alikuwa landlady hapo, apparently she just noticed something and took me, and then I started staying with her.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. But also it happened often, and you're going and coming back, but I couldn't say anything, or I didn't feel like I could, because of course you're threatened in that situation. Unaambiwa usiambie mom, if you tell mom I'll kill her, you know, or just threatening with you, because of course he knows that I love you. So threatening with you, and I just couldn't tell you. I remember a lot of times maybe we were chopping something and I'd look at you, I'm like, I really want to say something, but I can't. So I stayed with it for a long time. In fact, I started becoming like a very quiet girl. So like I just wasn't able to say a lot of things, because now I'm missing school sometimes, and it's at his comfort. It was just very strange, and I didn't understand. And I remember even there's a time he called me sexy, you know, like when I'm walking, go like sexy girl, you know, just names from that age. And now I used to think it was like 10, but now it's like 8 years, 7 if it's 2006. So yeah, I think then it just, and that I think has affected a big part of my life, because the communication is very hard. Like I could be going through something, but I just can't say it for some reason. Yeah, but going through therapy made me realize that this was it, because I didn't understand why, you know, why I can't. Somebody could even ask me something and I just look at you. So yeah, I think it's affected a big part, but therapy has helped, and sharing about it, talking about it. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was so painful for me when I read that letter.
Yeah.
I thought it was my then husband.
Yeah.
And I accused him.
Yeah.
It was a very big fight. I kicked him out, and I didn't even know at that point that he actually went to your school to talk to you.
He came at night. You didn't know up to now?
No, I didn't. I knew. I actually thought he was lying.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought he was lying.
He came.
Yeah,
and he showed me the letter. And then I was like, no, tell her it's not you. And then I was like, where's your phone? Can we call her? I think you were not answering or something.
Yeah, I thought it was him, because, I mean, this is very many years. Because that's 2006 and this is happening in 2012.
Yeah. So
yeah, 6 years.
6 years, yeah. But I had not told anyone until that girl. And I told her that year.
Yes, I was so confused. I was like, I thought it happened when I was in the hospital giving birth. Because I think when I was having Jay, you were at home for holidays, because it was during August.
Yeah.
School holidays are in August. So I thought it was in August.
Yeah.
So I thought it was him because you were home.
Yeah.
Plus I would look at you, you would sleep with jeans, you have your belt, you know, when you're going to sleep.
Yeah.
So I would wonder, why are you sleeping with your jeans and you have your belt on?
Yeah.
And you would even wear shorts on top of the jeans.
What? I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, now I started looking back and I'm like, why is this the reason why even at home you're not free to, you know, wear a dress to sleep?
Yeah.
You know? So I accused him. But now, then when he came and told me he has come to your school, I didn't believe him. I just knew. I think because I had a small baby, I don't know whether I came. Did I come? I think I came to your school.
Yeah, you came.
And that's when you told me what happened.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to find this person, but I was very, 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 I was so heartbroken. I was so very heartbroken knowing that I had trusted this person, you know, even left you knowing that this person is a person of integrity. I mean, we go to the same church.
Yeah.
He has sisters of this, one who was your very good friend, the same age.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, and I knew that the parents would travel and leave him as the firstborn with the siblings in the house. So I didn't think something of that sort would happen. Yeah. So even when this is happening, I was like, he was not even on my mind. So I remember when I came back, the reason why we even broke up, when I came back at home, when I came back home, the last time when I came back for my one of my holidays, I found so many of my stuff sold. Like my radio was missing, some of my watches.
Was I living there or did you find me?
No,
now
I found
at
you
the
living,
landlady's?
the landlady.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started, you know, asking the neighbors to tell me. I mean, I would go to the neighbor's house and hold them ransom. I'm like, mimi sitoki hapa mpaka uniambie nini inafanyikanga kwa hii nyumba. I mean, you're my neighbor. Please tell me what is happening here. Because I found my coffee table broken in half. My radio was not there. The TV was not there. I don't know if you can remember, I had a shop. I had what do you call it? We used a cyber. And I used to sell phone accessories.
Oh, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, I would sell phone accessories and printing. Would do printing and typesetting. You know, those little cyber shops.
Yeah.
I had one of those, and I left him in charge. I told him, so you just go ahead and manage the shop.
Yeah.
Be paying the rent for the shop, and I'll pay the rent for the house. So basically, he was in charge of everything. But when I came back, one of the computers had been sold. He was not even opening the shop. We would do a movie exchange. It was also a movie library, like how you would exchange Nigerian movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also do that. So my there was no stock. Basically, everything was messed up. So when I started asking the neighbors around, they told me, you know, this guy does not even open the shop. Your daughter does not go to school.
Yeah,
you know,
I missed school so many times. Like it wasn't anything. At some point, I would go and then I'd just sit at the back. Yeah. Yeah,
it was very, very, very painful. Very painful. So when they refused to tell me everything. Because they would say, yeah, mimi sitaka kuvunja ndoa ya mtu. You know, but I think it's unfair if you are someone's neighbor and you can see a child being violated, things that are happening, because he would even have parties in the house.
Yeah.
He would bring girls.
Yeah, yeah.
And men from wherever, and they would have drinking parties in the house. Yeah. And that's why I think the table had been broken, and he would sell things so that he gets money to buy them alcohol and things like that.
Yeah.
So a lot used to happen, and some of the neighbors, you know, would tell me half stories. So I finally decided, you know what I'm going to do? That's when now you started living with my sister. I took everything. Some things I left there, some I sold. I gave somebody the shop, but just the way it was, including the computer that was there, that was left. And then now I moved you to my sister, and after that I got the Dubai job, and that's actually how we broke up.
Yeah. For me, I didn't know. I didn't understand if you knew anything, but also the move to auntie's place, it just happened to me. Like now in my eyes, it's like, okay, now I've just been moved. Now for me, it's much better. But it's also like there was nothing that was communicated. Like we didn't say anything. Like tumehama tu. So yeah, but of course it was just a different situation, better. But I still was not going to tell anybody until 6 years later. Yeah.
It was not easy. It's usually not easy for single mothers when mothers make such drastic mistakes, and that's why it's advisable, don't have children when you're young, because you're growing. I mean, I was growing. I have not had a good parenting. I just grew up. I've not had good parenting, so I have no model. I have no model. I have no one to look up to, no one to advise me, to ask, what am I supposed to do here? So for me, I'm like, even when I moved out from home, I moved out because I was being used as an example. I would hear people say to their children, mwende shule ndio msikwe kama Ann, msizalia hapa kama Ann. They would say those things. Msinilete mtoto hapa kama Ann. So I decided I'm going to take this responsibility, and I'm not going to beg for bread for my child. I'm not going to knock on anybody's door. So I started selling milk. I started hawking samosas early in the morning, selling milk after that, and selling chips during the day.
Yeah. I think I remember how hard you were working, even as a parent. I think that's one of the things that is still and was very beautiful about you, and that I've gotten from you, is just that independence and to take responsibility and to just do your thing, like fight for yourself, earn your own money. So I did that. I saved up. I bought a stove. I bought a mattress. I bought a few things, and that's how we started living in, Kabiria. I don't know if you can remember. We used to live in Kabiria. Mabati house, 800 bob, and I was super proud of that house because it was mine. I was paying rent. My money. I was using my money, and I was making tea and hawking it, and working in restaurants and cleaning dishes and doing all that because I did not want to be used as an example like that. But society does wrong to just point fingers at somebody who doesn't know. That's the time that you needed aunties, shosho to come to you and to help you, but they just look at you and judge you. Everybody is just judging. Ako hivi. And in fact, no matter what you do, they'll still judge. They'll still talk. I don't remember anyone taking me to advise me that if you don't, take family planning, if you don't stop this, you're going to get pregnant again. None of that would say to me. Only my dad came to me now after he learned that I was pregnant and told me, someone has told me you're pregnant. Just keep the baby. We are going to help you. That's the only advice I had ever been given. So no one came to me saying, now you're a woman, this is how you take care of a child. Yes, my grandmother was there helping me with the baby, but I didn't get advice in how to bring this child up. So do you think it's different that maybe, now I have siblings, there's Jay and Joy. Do you think there's a difference in how you've raised them and how you raised me?
Of course there's a difference, but each child is different. Jay's situation was different because I was now in that marriage, and I had just, remember my last child with the other guy had died. So I had those memories, and I was very scared of having a baby, but we wanted to have a baby. But I was afraid of having a baby, that what if I give birth to a child who has an issue? So there was a bit of a scare there. And then this marriage was very difficult as well. Yeah, it was a very difficult marriage. I also didn't have a lot of support. I had to leave the baby at 2 months to go start working. I remember you were helping in taking care of the baby. Yeah, giving him, molo milk. Because then I didn't even know how to express milk and to do all that. So the dynamics are different. And now with Joy, at least she was a bit privileged because I was a bit stable.
It's true, yeah.
I was a bit stable, but I still had to leave her at home. So I would say the difference is that with each child, I am more mature. Yeah, I am more mature in each child. So each child gets a different kind of me. Yeah, different kind of me. And now both of them at this age right now. But also I don't remember you so much in their current age. Because at that time I was working away from you.
Yeah, we would just send each other letters.
Yes.
I was like, Mom, hi, how's Dubai?
Yes. So there's that gap also. So sometimes I'm looking at them at preteen and all this, and I'm like, I don't know this age. So I also missed that age. So I've been struggling with that age. But I thank God because I am now more mature as a person, that I can make sober decisions. I can ask for help where I feel like I'm struggling. And I talk to them, so it's not like with you now, I wasn't there to talk to you. And when we had that drastic move, I didn't speak also to you. I didn't think, I don't even remember ever thinking to talk to you about the move. Explaining that we are moving because of 1, 2, 3. I just, I was
you're
very
like,
hard.
she's a child and you're also just trying to figure it out.
Yes, trying to figure it out. And so we moved. And so it's been up and down in relationships, but what I can say is, even if you're out there and you have this desire to get into a relationship, it's not worth it being so trusting. I think having this gap of not having a father is what causes women to be very trusting with men. That's why you can look at someone who has 3, 4 children with all different fathers, because you trust one, you're there to stay, but kumbe they have one leg out, one foot out, and you don't know. So it's also...
So how do you know? How do you know that, it won't go away? Like...
Yeah, for me, the model I use today is the Bible. Yeah, that is the model that I see working, that I didn't use all the other times. All the other times I used, he likes me, he's saying the right words. Yes. So it was, it was all about the things they're saying to me. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. But kumbe they're drinking and smoking behind my back. Yeah, I didn't know. And even that guy introducing you to smoking and drinking, that's the same thing he did with me. He's the one who introduced me to smoking and drinking. He'd be like, onja kidogo, it's not bad. Even the Bible says, so...
But to an 8-year-old child,
it was very wrong.
So wrong.
It was so wrong. I mean, there's a day I saw him and I felt like, thank God, God has just helped my heart. Yeah. And during that time, I actually felt like I was going to report him. Like I wanted to go report him. I talked to some people about it and they asked me, kuna evidence? Cases kama hizo una need evidence. How many years ago is that? And I was like, what can I do today, right now? Nothing. So I even told you, just forgive and let go. I mean, it's taken this long. There's nothing we can do about it. Yeah.
It's the hard pill to swallow.
The hard pill to swallow. Yeah, it is very hard, very, very hard. So now back to the relationships. I mean, it's important to, now the model I'm talking about, the model that I believe in today is, believing what the Bible has given us, as the Spirit of God who helps us to discern. and also to pray. You know, pray to God and ask him, is this the right person? And also being very clear in what you want, and not getting into a relationship when you're not ready to settle. Yeah, because if you get into a relationship and you're not ready to settle down, that's going to be, you know, a relationship that is just going to end. So he's going to live with a piece of your heart. So by the time you're getting to the right person, how is the condition of your heart? Your heart is going to be in pieces. It's going to be in pieces. 3-4 guys will have left with a piece of your heart. And so when you're coming into this relationship, you are looking at this person through the lenses of these 4 broken relationships, thinking, am I going to see X in you? I mean, you're looking for Y in him, you know, trying to see whether he will hurt you the same way the other person hurt you. I mean, it's so complicated. So my advice would be just wait until you're mature, wait until you're like 23, 24. Then now you can open. You can have friends, but not serious relationships.
I definitely think I had serious relationships in high school.
But where did that end? How did it end?
They all ended, but they felt so serious.
They felt serious.
They felt serious.
But they were not.
But they were not. And I'm glad I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to be outside all the time. I don't want to keep going out. I was like, I just want to chill. And maybe this is also because I was doing music and the entertainment, it kept me on my toes. Like kila saa, I'm on an interview, I'm shooting videos, I'm doing this. So there was a lot happening around me. I could go out all the time, but then it got to a point I was like, I just don't want to, even just to take a break on the music was because I was tired of just going and going. I was like, I just want to be at peace. And the transition is not easy also. Because you know, sometimes you know you want something, like for example right now I'm doing business, and then I'm like, I used to do all the entertainment, so now the transition to I want to do the business, but still thinking, oh my gosh, if I was doing this other thing. And also it's hard to just remind yourself each time, because you can't always jambia, yes, we're doing this, and then you keep going back on your word. So do you think the relationships that you had early, like in your late teens or whatever it is that you started having relationships, do you think it was worth it now when you look back? Yes and no. I think no, because of time, of course. Like I could have focused on more things, like maybe worked, but I feel like I've always tried to live to do the things that I want to do. You know, like when I went to do acting, right after I stopped going to campus, I went to do acting, and I think that's when I felt like I got my first serious boyfriend. But I was still doing my acting, I was still pushing my entertainment, I was still like doing the main character here and there. So I still felt like I was doing something for myself. And so I feel like that's very important. You know, I didn't, even previously, I didn't get into relationships and then just stay there and stop being myself and stop doing my things. And that's one thing that's very important to me, just to keep doing my own thing. So the reason I say yes is because some of these relationships have helped me grow like in a different level, that maybe because I've not been vulnerable with my girlfriends, I've been able to get to learn different things from some different relationships that I've been in. So
And no?
No,
so that's for yes. Oh, you've said yes and no.
I've said yes and no.
All right.
No, because of the time. And just focus on your mind. And it's not worth it, but also don't be too usijifungie sana, because as you said, ukijifungia then you'll pour out.
When it gets to the time for you to start dating, then you might even fall into the wrong hands. But it's good to have friends. But when you know that you're ready, when you see someone who is ready and serious for you,
Yeah.
I mean, let them walk the journey with you without rushing you or putting pressure on you, so that you can also focus on your dreams.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that is important.
Like your dreams are important.
Yes.
And most of the time when you take care of yourself and you do things for yourself, most of the time the people around you just see that as important. So they're not going to push you away from who you are. And yeah, those kind of people are important to be around. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. We would like and love to have you again.
Yeah. We were just getting there. Now we have to stop.
Now we have to stop. Yeah. So you are so much welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Rukenya'S Ready to Mingle. We've seen how my mingling has been. I mean, it has been crazy.
Yeah.
But I thank God we are here. We are stable, and we're looking forward to even better days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're wishing Kate and praying for her relationship, that it is going to, for better and for worse.
Yes, it will.
That it's not going to end, in separation or divorce.
Amen.
My prayer is that you stay there, ukae hapo, until death do you part.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm in for it.
You're in for it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you
was
for
very
coming.
lovely. It was such a nice conversation.
Yes.
I'm glad I got to know some different sides and stories of you that I didn't know.
Yeah.
I think now I understand you much better. And let's talk more.
Yeah, let's talk more. Let's see whether Kate will be available.
Available. I am available.
Yeah, let's see if she's available. I'm not from Nyere, but let's see. Let's see if she's available for us next week, and then we'll tell you. So you make sure you stay tuned to our channel. Sawa? Thank you. Bye. God bless you.
Oh, nice.